Woo! Welcome back, my football fanatics. That's right, return of the Mac. The 85 Bears are back, baby. This is my day. NFC North.
Wait. So the APB last year, they found Khalil Mack when he was
Khalil
missing?
Mack is the baddest man on the planet, dude.
I didn't know he was playing last year.
And I'll get into that. He didn't have any help. So, guys, we're going
to have a top defense.
Cover everybody in the NFC North. We were number 8 last year. Corey, just let me start first.
My condolences.
Bear down, my bear leavers. Bear down. So I just know where to put this.
The trash can's behind me.
Okay. So,
my Saints guys.
So we're going to cover, I'm going to go into the Bears first. So, with the Bears draft picks, guys, Bear Nation, calm down. So, the good thing is, we got 2 day 1 starters from this draft. 2 day 1 starters. We have somebody who, if you pick, could be special teams player. We have another pick who's going to be our slot receiver to replace Taylor Gabriel. And we got the speed we've been missing, who Ted Ginn's going to coach up. And then we got 2 linemen in the 7th round, which I think...
He keeps saying we. Are you on the team?
Yes. I'm an advisor. I think we...
So you trade up to get Trubisky?
Just let me go here, buddy. Let me go. You could give your 2 cents. You could give your penny 2 cents, nickel, dime in a second here. Just let me explain why the Bears are doing wonders here. And then the 2 linemen, I think that was just to say we drafted linemen. Let's be honest. Both of them, they might make practice squad, but 2 7th-round linemen probably aren't going to. But with the draft, 75% of players you draft are never going to make the roster. So I'm glad
you get 2 or 3 starters out of your draft.
Yeah.
That's a successful.
So I'm glad we have 2 day 1 starters. So the first pick, Cole Kmet, tight end from Notre Dame. He also got drafted too. He pitches 96 miles per hour by the MLB, so he's an athlete, and he's a Bears fan, which is cool. He's actually from the same town as Jimmy Garoppolo.
Arlington Heights.
Yep.
Arlington Heights.
And so I will admit, I wanted Antoine Winfield Jr. or Grant Delpit.
Oh, studs.
I mean, if you're going best available on the board, and that is a need, because we need somebody alongside Eddie Jackson, so that would just make our defense, we'd have the 2 best safeties in the NFL.
Well, and here's my thing. So as an unbiased opinion, obviously Kyle's a dire Bears fan, they needed a tight end. I mean, how many do they have trying out for that spot?
10.
My complaint is because Clement and Troutman were the top 2 tight ends, and the top tier was Clement and Troutman.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is, Troutman got drafted 50 picks later. They didn't have to draft Clement that early. Well, like you said, there was better defensive players on the board they could have snagged and got Clement at 50.
So let me explain real quick.
That's my.
So I'm going to go with both sides of it. So best available, we did not go best available.
No.
But we went best available at a big need for us because last year the Bears didn't have one tight end get 100 yards.
Yeah,
and
that's pretty bad.
The thing that sucks is, though, Ryan Pace is trying to we're correcting problems that he screwed up with Trey Burton. All he'll be remembered for is that Philly special. Good luck, Colts. Way to rob us, Trey Burton. And then, too, Adam Shaheen, you might as well go start working at Burrito King or Burrito Loco or whatever. They called you the Burrito King. You got free burritos from there because you sucked. And so those were 2 big moves because we took Adam Shaheen, the 2nd pick of the draft when we drafted Trubisky. And then we also paid Trey Burton, a top 5 tight end. And we didn't have one even get 100 yards last year. And the thing is, Nagy, that's what people don't understand. So we brought in Jimmy Graham, and everyone's like, oh, why were you drafting Kmet? Clearly, it's a need for us, and Nagy uses both tight ends. So they're going to be 2 different positions. One's blocking, one's receiving tight end. We need 2 tight ends. Nagy wants to run double tight ends.
Here's my take on that. I appreciate that Pace is aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
He knows the position needs to be fixed. 2 things, though.
It was kind of a safe pick.
He spent way too much on Jimmy Graham.
Oh, yeah.
Jimmy Graham made Aaron Rodgers and Russell Wilson look bad.
Yeah.
That's bad. Those 2 are all-pro quarterbacks, and he didn't look good with them. So he didn't have a market, and he overpaid him. So why overpay him when you know your first draft pick is going to be a tight end?
So
that's my question.
Yeah. So the thing with Jimmy Graham is if we just get some production out of him, just a big body in the red zone.
Well, he's a veteran.
That's what I'm saying. And 30 catches is that's it. Improvement for the Bears. That's it.
Yeah.
So this guy from Notre Dame, just get us 40 catches, just block. That's improvement for us. Get over 100 yards on the season. So, and he's only getting better. Like last year was the most receptions he's had at Notre Dame. He's a big body. He's big. People are saying he could be like Rudolph from Notre Dame.
Clement?
Yeah, Kmet. And the thing is, too, so we went with best available at a position that's of dire need. And there is a big drop-off, though, after Kmet. This was not a big tight end.
Troutman, dude.
From Dayton. But this is not
Troutman was ranked.
This is not a deep tight end class. So what we did was we went with a huge need on our offense with the best available because of the drop-off. And then the 2nd pick, I love Jalen Johnson.
Yeah, see, I was going to transition into him. Kyle's gonna start rambling.
Yeah,
in 2 minutes.
I'm waiting for him to hurry up and
But
go.
Jalen Johnson, he's a bruiser, physical, big. Utah's defense was amazing. I think Johnson only fell because he's
Shoulder
had
injuries.
three shoulder surgeries, I believe.
So
injury history,
Mhm.
definitely something. Lack of competition would be another knock, but the guy's he's big, he's physical.
But lack of competition. So look at the stats of the games they faced him, and he was guarding him the whole game. Brandon Ayuk and Michael Pittman, who was covering him? Jalen Johnson. The whole game. Didn't put up anything. And let me elaborate. Sorry, I'm excited. This is the Bears. I'm sorry, Corey.
You got about 2 minutes till we switch
Oh,
teams.
dude. Well, then let me talk. This is ridiculous.
I am. You've been talking
No,
6
you've been
minutes.
cutting me off. I got a lot more to say. I'll go as quick as I can. But, okay, so with Jalen Johnson, he was the first out of 6 players from the Utah defense selected this year, the best on there. He was top 10 or 15 prospect in the whole draft besides the shoulder injuries. LSU and Ohio State were trying to recruit him out of high school, both DBUs. And also, he's the best cornerback in Utah history, so he's going to start alongside of Kyle Fuller. So our defense, which was 8th last year, with no help, there were a lot of health issues. We have an amazing linebacking core. We got we brought in Robert Quinn. We got Khalil Mack healthy. We got Trevathan and Roquan Smith healthy. Then now you have Akeem Hicks healthy on the line. With Blyle Nichols and Eddie Goldman, that's why I said that, because we brought in another edge rusher. We didn't have an edge rush when Akeem Hicks went out last year. Right? Yep, we brought in the guy from Tulsa, Gibson. I like the pick because he can come in on 3rd down. He'll be a good pass rusher. Bring him in. Him or Roberts and Harris.
Last thoughts.
Okay. And then
I'm like Molly from
last thought. Last thought. Mooney from Tulane. My dad watches every
Roll on
Tulane
Green
game.
Wave, baby. Wait, Kyle.
And we know what happened last time with Tulane. Matt Forte, my dad watches every Tulane game because he loves Tulane.
Roll on Green Waves, baby.
So I can vow that he's a good receiver. He's like a KJ Hamler Jr. And the thing that's awesome is we brought in Ted Ginn. Ted Ginn can mentor him and coach him.
From the Saints.
Yeah, so he could coach him for a year or two, and then he'll take that spot because we don't have speed at receiver. And he's like 165 pounds, so he could put on weight, learn from Ted Ginn. So we improved offense with a tight end, a receiver late in the draft, and then we also got a corner to start day one. So we got 2 starters, 1 on each side of the ball. We have a top 8 defense. Now they're healthy. The Bears, we're stacked, baby.
So Kyle's done talking now for the Bears. We have to transition.
Okay.
My comments for the Bears, love the Johnson pick. Clement was a need. I think they got him high, but no one's going to say they got him high if he turns out good.
Exactly.
I think the Tulsa guy could end up being good because the Bears defense I'm not worried about.
No.
The Bears they have a great defense. It's their offense, and if they could get Graham to even be half of what he was when he first started in NFL,
that's the thing.
And if they could get Clement to develop,
Graham, you know, as a Saints fan, Graham and Ted
he was a legend.
And Ted Ginn, if either of them can do anything they both did on the Saints.
Yeah. Well, you guys don't have to score a lot of points because your defense. I think honestly, from what I've been hearing from Bears analysts and everything, Pace is kind of on his last straw, so he needs this draft to be pretty good. But I know Kyle hates to do this, but we got 3 other teams to talk about.
Yeah, and the last thing I want to say, what grade we didn't say the grade we gave him. Last thing I'm going to say. Oh wait, guys, this is a Super Bowl 20 ring, by the way. But
yeah, look how dusty this helmet is. It's about
that's because I was waiting for the Bears to call me into training camp. So
he's gonna become the kicker.
Be quiet. Last thing, we didn't say our grades for him, but I'm going to support whoever is under center. Mark my words. Trubisky the truth, MT10 MVP, Maserati Mitch. He will be our starter. MT10 MVP, Mitch we trust. I still have faith if it's a fair battle. I still have faith Trubisky.
Okay, so
and I gave him what did I give him? I gave him a C plus. Shockingly.
And I think that's fair that you're not being biased. And
Yeah.
I was gonna say I'm gonna piss off a lot of NFC North fans. The highest grade I have in this whole division is a B minus, and that's not just us. If you listen to a lot of NFL podcasts or analysts around the league, they don't think the NFC North grade.
The division's up for grabs to begin with.
It really is. Let's transition. I'm going to start talking about him first because Kyle's going to rant for 10 minutes about how much he despises them. Green Bay. If you're a Packers fan, I'm not trying to piss you off.
Best pick of the whole draft was Jordan Love.
But unbiased opinion, everybody who's not a Packers fan, even a lot of Packers fans I know said the draft was horrible.
It was a dumpster fire.
You guys made the NFC Championship, went 13-3, and you have one of the best quarterbacks in NFL history. And then Aaron Jones is so underrated. Devontae Adams is underrated. You guys finally had a good defense. What they did in that draft?
You told him to kick rocks.
I don't know what they did in this draft. This is the deepest wide receiver draft in NFL history, arguably. You guys could have snagged one in the 5th round, but you didn't, and you kept passing on him. And I get the future, Jordan Love, but Aaron Rodgers still has plenty of years left. Look at Brady and Breeze. Aaron Rodgers could play 6, 7 more years, but they're just basically LaFleur is trying to run his own offense, his own scheme. Like that running back, who was it, Dylan?
Yeah, he's not even top 10 to
He
me.
he literally to get him in the second round, I didn't even understand that. He's a one trick pony. He's just a big guy who can run and knock people over. He's not worth a second round pick. You already have two young running backs that are both very good.
Okay,
So why draft it? Sorry, one more
I'll
thing.
keep going.
Aaron Rod, what's your two best players on the offense? I mean, granted, you could argue Devontae Adams, but Aaron Jones and Aaron Rodgers. So your first two draft picks are a running back and a quarterback when your two best positions are already.
You're basically saying you done messed up a round.
They're planning for the future instead of a win now. If my team made an NFC Championship, I would plan for one now. That's just me. I don't know.
So I'm gonna elaborate a little bit before Packer Nation goes crazy on me here. I will admit you guys have had two Hall of Fame quarterbacks past 30 years.
They've owned the
Ever since I've been born, you guys are freaking 39-13 against us. I'm envious of the success you've had. I'm envious of Aaron Rodgers and Brett Favre. Like, I'm admitting this. And honestly, the Packers have ran NFC North ever since I've been alive. It's your division. Horrible. It's your division. Like, the Bears and Vikings are allergic for some reason to beating you guys when we're right in the game. And the Lions, I want the Lions to do well. They just say they're an afterthought.
They're never a threat.
They're an afterthought. But so I said the good things for you guys first, but dude, that draft was one of the worst I've ever seen in my life. As a Bears fan, like I said, Jordan Love was the best pick of the draft. And the thing to me is, with this, and serious question, and then I'll keep going. Did they win the Lombardi Trophy last year?
No.
Then why is the general manager acting like they did? You guys made the NFC Championship, so you're just a couple pieces away. Why you have a Hall of Fame quarterback? Look what the Chiefs did. Asking Mahomes, who do you want? They draft Allaire. Well, guess what? You have Aaron Rodgers, who you've never given weapons. You made it to an NFC Championship. Your running back's a stud. And your first two picks, guess what? The Bears, I said, their first two picks are going to be day one starters. The Packers didn't draft one person who's going to start.
Well,
not one.
Here's the other thing.
Their first two picks are at two of their best positions. You didn't help Rodgers. And hey, keeping up with the Kardashians ain't got nothing on keeping up with the Packers. I'm here for it, Packers Nation. This is going to be the best divorce I've ever seen. It's going to be entertaining as hell.
Here's the thing. Aaron Rodgers went on a Pat McAfee show the week of the draft.
He's pissed.
And he literally said, Aaron Rodgers goes, they're like, who do you want to draft? He said, a nice weapon, a wide receiver. He literally said that, and they didn't draft one. You know the face of your franchise who's done everything for you comes out and says the week of the draft he wants a weapon or receiver. Any quarterback would be pissed. Give him somebody.
You can't even try, because I'd admit when the Bears had some horrible drafts the past few years, like we should have took Watson over, and I'm still holding out hope for Trubisky, but we should have took Watson. That's clear right there, dude. Packers fans, you can't even flip this or analysts like that was horrible, one of the worst drafts I've ever seen. Because guess what? The thing is, why are you worried about your future when the now is still here? You went to the NFC Championship and you're acting like you don't even have a shot at Super Bowl, like you're trying to rebuild. You drafted like you're rebuilding. Do you have no faith that you just were a game away? Like, live for the now.
Aaron Rodgers does not grow on trees. No. That's Kyle. You got to take advantage of it.
And as a Bears fan also, like, I'm like, okay, if Jordan Love ends up being a stud like people think, I don't care. What, in 2023? Good. Thanks, Packers. I thought they were going to get a receiver to torch us this year. And I'm like, hey, dude, the Bears are built for now. You guys are worried about 5 years down the road. Go ahead.
I feel bad for Devontae Adams. He gets doubled all the time. You get one other receiver, Devontae Adams.
I feel bad for my buddies who are Packers fans, and I couldn't believe it. Like, I mean, I'm like, dude, like, I thought they were playing pin the tail on the donkey or something. And then, so you guys drafted a tight end from Cincinnati who's got some talent.
Troutman and Clement are better.
When have the Packers ever used tight ends?
Well, so that didn't make sense.
And then I think their best draft pick, and I think it's just because their dad was a great player, is John Runyon, the lineman from Michigan. That was their 6th round pick. Your best draft was a 6th round pick this year.
To wrap it up, to give the Packers some hope.
They got a D. It should be an F.
Okay,
I feel bad.
I gave them a D too for the fact that they didn't address any needs they actually needed. I mean, they got rid of 2 linebackers this offseason. I didn't see them draft a good linebacker either. But the thing is, you guys
deepest wide receiver draft all time.
Yes, and you don't have many holes. Take advantage of having Aaron Rodgers.
NFC Championship. Let's go to the future.
I can't say they won't be competitive because the NFC North's up for grabs again. Mm-hmm. They have Aaron Rodgers. They made the NFC Championship. So I'm not saying your season's over in any way, but you did not take advantage of the draft. I think a couple years from now you could have because LaFleur wants to change the offensive scheme. that's fine, but he's going
Why
to
is
run Rodgers
everybody
out
so
of town
quick for the
eventually.
future though? I thought this was a now league. That's
Oh
why.
yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't care if you guys are good in 2023. Sure. What
So
about now though?
so we gave them a D. Unbiased opinion from my part. I don't have a hatred for Green Bay.
Well, you guys could call me the Stephen A. of the Cowboys. That's me with the Packers. But I did admit you
He's
guys.
not going to be biased towards them. He's just going to be happy when they do.
Yeah,
Bad.
like I'm laughing like that made my draft, but you guys have run the North is your guys' division. It is.
It's yours to lose.
You've dominated me my whole life. Like that's why I hate you guys. I mean, I'm being honest. I mean, Aaron Rodgers had a great career. I hate the Packers, but that you guys made my. Thank you for that draft. Like I love your GM. He's awesome.
I'm gonna go transition now into a team I've started to hate the last couple years.
Yeah.
The Saints and Vikings have just started up a rivalry recently. Meeting each other in the playoffs twice in the past 3 years. Both games ending on the final possession, and they both made an NFC Championship.
Great game.
And we play in Christmas this year, so
I can't wait.
It's became a rivalry. I cannot stand Minnesota.
New Orleans for that.
Yes. So Minnesota. Kyle, I'll let you kind of go on with them first, and I'll kind of butt in.
So in Minnesota, they lost a lot, and that was tied up to their Kirk Cousins contract. So that defense, they've had a top 10 defense.
They gave up a lot of good defense.
They've had a top 10 defense just as the Bears have last few years, and they lost half that defense. Their secondary, their D linemen, they lost a lot of players. They picked up a lot of young guys to fill the thing, and so I see just day one starters out of their 15 picks. I only see 3 day one starters as of now that they're going to plug in right away. Some of them could start by year 2 or 3. I think a little bit. Some people are like they had such a great draft because they're just looking at the amount of picks they had. What I just say, 75% of them are not going to even make the roster or not impact this year at least. So it's like 15 draft picks. Why didn't they do some wheeling and dealing to cut some of those into next year?
That was probably the dumbest thing in the draft I've seen. They have, unlike Bill Belichick and the Patriots, what they used with all their picks, they had so much ammo to trade up and get a good player that's going to start or get picks for next year. They wasted like 10 picks.
I think 11 out of 15 were day 3 draft picks.
They're not going to play.
I think 11.
They won't even make the squad.
There's
55 spots on the roster.
Their best pick by far, and it stopped the Packers from taking him, was Jefferson.
Bayou Bengal, baby. Go Tigers. Go Tigers.
I think he's going to step right in for Stephon Diggs, and there's going to be no drama there. Like, he won't care if he doesn't.
They're different types of receivers, but they're going to find a spot.
He's just as good as Stephon Diggs, and there's going to be no Twitter fingers with that one.
Oh, Stephon Diggs cries when he doesn't get the ball.
So, but he's great, but there will be no drama there. He's going to fit right in day one starter. Also, the Gladney, the cornerback from TCU, they lost both their secondary.
He's got a lot of potential, Jeff Gladney.
They lost both their starting corners, so he's going to step in day one too. So they got a starting receiver, starting quarterback, and then they got Cleveland offensive tackle. I think he could step in. If not this year, he'll be a starting tackle the year after. So those are 3 starters. But then after that, so they did get some impact, some 3 starters, rebuilding with the younger guys that they lost in free agency. Again, I still think Kirk Cousins is just game manager, a little better. He's allergic to success
when he plays
big games. But yeah, that's true. But just to show, this is my example of how they kind of wasted some later picks because I watched him. They drafted Nate freaking Stanley. Do you know how bad that guy is from Iowa, dude?
I didn't know he got drafted.
Oh my god, yeah, they drafted him, dude. You just threw out a draft pick because I watched that guy and I'm sorry, dude. He's huge. He's like 6'3", 230. He's like
he's a waste of size.
I think his stats were maybe 20 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, probably like 3,000 passing yards. He had like a typical Bears quarterback stat line. And Iowa had such a great defense that had to bail him out. Dude, was it against Michigan or Ohio State that they should have beat? And I was just watching them get the ball 12 times from the defense, and he just doesn't do anything but turn over. He's just a big body. Like, the fact you wasted a pick on him, that just kind of showed to me that in a lot of them were day 3. Again, you didn't have a bad draft, but I think you guys went quantity over quality. So I give the Vikings a B-. They do have 3 players who could start right away and some who could later make impact. Corey, you want to?
I actually gave them the same grade. So I gave them the highest grade in NFC North. Kind of like Kyle said, I thought they wasted a lot of picks.
Well, people are overhyping like they had such a great draft.
No,
we'll see.
The only reason is what we mentioned earlier. If you could get about 3 starters out of a draft, that's a great draft. And I honestly think Ezra Cleveland will become a starter. Justin Jefferson's a solidified starter, and Gladney. So in my opinion, all those wasted picks, yes. But they're going to get 3 starters out of this draft, so I have to give them a B-.
It's like the ping pong balls for lottery. It's the odds game. When you have that many more draft picks, some of them are going to pan out.
Some of them will pan out. Let's transition to everyone's favorite team, the mighty tough Detroit Lions.
I'm just being honest, man. And they're in my division. I would love to see the Lions make the playoffs sometime, like, and just win.
But they
Like,
never do. It's
who
just
doesn't want to see the? That's like the Browns. Who doesn't want to see the Lions succeed, man? I mean, dude, the fact that Barry Sanders and Kelvin Johnson retire early and they're generational players is pathetic.
okay. Well, so for me, Jeffrey Okudah was
I
in
gave
his
him the
own
highest grade in the
tier.
draft.
Yeah, he was in his
Or,
own
sorry,
tier.
the division.
He was in his own tier as a defensive back. Like that guy is physical. He's big. He's a shutdown corner. He's going to start right away. Take Darius Slay's spot.
Didn't he not have either like one pass interference or holding penalty the whole year? Remember when that?
Yeah, when he went off on a scout.
That was hilarious.
He's going to be a day one solidified starter and just get better as he gets more experience. To top that off, if this was a different year, DeAndre Swift would have went way higher than he did. The guy has a lot of potential.
Can I bounce off you with that real quick?
Yeah.
So with the Lions, with DeAndre Swift, that's a quiet steal. People aren't realizing. So they got Kerryon Johnson.
Yeah.
The Lions, this is pathetic. They haven't been in the top 16, the top half, in rushing since Barry Sanders retired. Not one season. Since Barry Sanders retired. Kerryon Johnson had one 1,000-yard season. He's the last one probably.
Last year he was missing.
2 decades and he was hurt. Dude, DeAndre Swift averaged in his career at Georgia 6.5 yards a carry and over 9 yards of reception. So he's going to probably take Kerryon Johnson's job or most of the workload. So that's the day one starter.
He has more upside.
Okudah's going to take Slay's job. He's probably going to be all pro. That guy's a stud.
Yep.
So that's 2 starters right there. Who else? Oh, Jonah Jackson, the guard from Ohio State. He could be a starter. He excels at pass blocking. So that's good protection for Stafford. So he doesn't get hurt again.
And for me, a lot of people don't know this guy because of off the field issues and was suspended a whole season. But Cephas from Wisconsin, that guy is very good getting up there and pinning down basically the ball. He's physical. He's big. He's going to go after the ball. He's not going to let the ball come to him.
Mm-hmm.
If you watch his film, he has a lot of potential and upside. He dropped in the draft because of character issues.
Well, wasn't it like he had to, and I mean, proven innocent, but he could. You never know. The sexual misconduct. So regardless that you're in that situation, there's character issues. But as Cory's talking about him, that's why people don't realize with him. He led the Badgers in receptions. He averaged, I think, like 15 yards a catch, and he had 7 touchdowns.
Well, Jeffrey Okudah was asked who was the hardest receiver he had to guard last year, and he said Cephas.
Oh, then that's saying something.
Part of me thinks that's why they drafted Cephas. They're like, hey, like if our top guy's saying this, but I think he's going to be able to start for him.
Well, and dude, Kenny Galladay, Northern Illinois, Marvin Jones, Amendola, and T.J. Hawkinson. So, oh my God, and Matthew Stafford's very underrated. So, dude,
he can sling it.
That's a good wide receiver lineup. You got a good tight end going into his second year. Then you just got this receiver to complement, so they can't double Galladay. And then now you got the running back.
And
so,
they picked up
and
like 5
protection.
They picked up like 5 former Patriots.
And then one more player, low-key, I know Notre Dame fans know him. Is it Julian Okwara, the defensive end? I think he had a broken leg or he had an injury issue. Otherwise, he could have been a first-round pick. And then Notre Dame, or they snatched him from Notre Dame. As long as he's healthy, he's going to be a day one starter. So they got like 4 day one starters. And with Matthew Stafford coming back healthy, giving those weapons on offense, their defense they were like 30th or 31st last year, so their defense is horrible. But they got somebody for that corner position. They got a starting DN. So I think the Lions had the best draft in NFC North.
And so for me to wrap it up, and then
I gave him a B.
As a whole, with NFC North, I
wide open.
I didn't give them that high of grades, and we kind of explained why, but it is wide open. I mean, Green Bay could have took a stranglehold after last year. If they would have got a good receiver, a couple other good positions, Green Bay could have been like, hey, this division is ours. But them and the Vikings left it open too because they got rid of so many good pieces. And this division is wide open.
And the funny
it's going to be interesting.
The funny part with that, and you could ask Cory, and this isn't hindsight. I turned to him at the beginning of the draft, and I'm like, dude. And I turned to him because I'm like, I've seen the scouting reports on Jordan Love. He could be a stud if he lives up to what people are saying. But did I not turn to you beginning of the first round? I'm like, dude, I actually want Green Bay to draft him because I know he won't be playing for years on the road.
Well,
and I was so scared because they torched us with just Adams. I'm like, dude, this receiver draft's so deep. If they just get one, we're screwed.
Yep.
Like with Aaron Rodgers throwing to Adams and one other receiver. And then even when they draft Jordan Love, I'm like, oh, great, they're going to get someone in the second round. It went to the 5th round, and Tyler Johnson was still on the board. They still didn't even get him. I'm like, this is freaking awesome. Like, I couldn't believe it.
I think, as any NFC North fan, I think it's going to be pretty exciting because literally any one of your teams.
So
can win.
listen
Even
to
the
this.
Lions have a chance.
So
this year.
Lions, I think you guys are doing good, but I think your problem's coaching. I don't think Matt Patricia's that great.
Well, they have an extra seed now for the playoffs, so I mean, wild card.
And if Stafford's healthy, the stud, but I think your problem's coaching. So I don't think you guys. I'm sorry, I just don't think you'll be in the mix. You're on the right trend. You got the best draft of the NFC North.
Right track.
Vikings, you got second because the Packers were just they don't even count, but they're gonna always count because they have owned the NFC North.
Aaron Rodgers will find a way to win at least 10
So
games.
the cool thing this year, the Bears play the Vikings week 15, and then we play the Packers week 17. I think week 15 against the Vikings, then week 17 against Green Bay. I think both of those will come down to who's gonna win the NFC North, and I think we'll go over that later, but I think there's gonna be two teams coming out of the North. So
I could see that. Well, we hope you guys enjoyed today's show.
And Super Bowl 20, baby. Super Bowl 20. Bear down, my Bear Leavers. Bear down.
Thanks
for listening, Football Fanatics. So next we'll cover the NFC South.
NFC South. Camaro, baby.
NFC South.